Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Clears, which is a new podcast that we are sort of trying to put together. We're going to have guests every week or every other week, depending on availability. And I am Nixie, or Harry, you can call me whatever you wish. And I'm here with my co host, who will be a permanent fixture.
Yes, I am Luke or Satoru. You can call me either.
Ooh.
Yes, we're here. We're gonna have a good time, and I really hope you enjoy this.
We are currently in what I think is some owl, but it's like escaping me because I am slightly nervous to record this because it is the first time I have ever done something like this.
Me too, but you are correct. We are in Samal. Actually, this is used to be one of my favorite dungeons. Actually,
Used to be.
yes, used to be back in Heavensward. This was my favorite dungeon.
Also breathe. You can relax. Like we're just sort of
Yeah, I
chilling. You seem to be
know.
like you got a bit nervous there a little bit. It's so funny. Right, so the reason we're making this podcast is currently we have just joined. Well, I say just. We've been there for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, been there for about a month. We've joined these crazy, wonderful Swedish people who are all part of the same FC, and we've joined them for raiding. Me and Luke. Me and Luke. I can't even say his name. I'm in pieces right now. We've joined this group, and I had this crazy idea of what if we got to know each member of the group better and each other better, and like kind of just document like more of now. Like now is feeling real good. So what if now was something that wasn't like was able to be looked back on with more like closeness than any other time in our Final Fantasy history, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you. Right now is a very good time.
Unless you're trying to be hardcore clearing Luke. A couple of weeks ago, you were not in the. A couple of weeks ago, he was like really wanting to clear quickly, and then all of a sudden, it was like something clicked in his mind. And he was like, "This game's meant to be fun," and
Yeah,
these people were pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, a few weeks ago I was obsessed with the idea of clearing quickly and getting it done, but I've met this group that we're with, and I'm actually happy to take it slower because I'm very happy with them.
Yeah. You're currently healing, which is not your ideal situation, though, right?
It's not. I want to play melee, but I healed last year. I'm good at healing.
Ooh.
That's what I'm currently doing.
You know when he says he's good at healing, and it hits me in my heart because I've never been able to say that. I am average at tanking, but I'm very good at adapting. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'm like I'm like A tier in adapting and like B tier in everything else. I'm literally average, but I'm a mechanical god. I promise. I will do the tactics.
He is. He is actually one of the best people I know for the mechanics, actually, which is pretty good, actually, compared to myself, who's a lot better at doing the rotation down than the mechanics. So actually, we're a pretty good team in that way.
I haven't hit my rotation properly in E7 at all. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've done a perfect rotation in there the entire time we've been progging it.
I play Astro. You think I have a rotation? I wish I had a rotation.
I wish I had one button, to be honest. It would be so much more relaxing in raid to just go, oh, I didn't just fat finger the first hit of my combo again.
But you see, I don't fat finger, but if I do, that's it. If I do, I just die.
Yeah, especially on Ninja. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine if you pop your little dot before the trick attack.
Not gonna lie, I have done that once or
Oh,
twice.
me too. You know, in Palace of the Dead just now, what, Heaven on High, sorry. I may or may not have forgotten that the dot was a thing for 8 floors. And I didn't use trick attack once. He's gone silent. Sato? Has he disconnected? Hang on. We're gonna find out live. Oh, he has indeed disconnected. This is gonna be the Nixie solo show for a few moments. I will lead us into our next topic, and we will hear his response
Ninja?
from when he gets back. Oh, he is back. He's back. Are you back?
Hello?
Hello?
Am I being heard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm leaving that in. That's gonna be a good meme.
I am sorry about that.
No, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, you've disconnected in the game again.
Oh god.
This is questionable.
I mean, I've been logged out of the game.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting to get back
I gotta say, I laughed a little bit because I was like, and he's gone. Did I upset him? I went, did I upset him or did he disconnect? Well, I'll move on to the next topic, I said. Because I thought that you got generally offended that I missed all of I didn't use trick attack in Heaven on High.
in. Oh,
Oh, he's lagging a little bit. You okay, bud? And this is kind of something that occurs occasionally with him. We have like the most connection issues and stuff of any raid team I've seen. His internet goes, my computer dies occasionally, you know.
that's okay.
Oh, he's back? Is he back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Hello.
Okay. Let's carry on then.
Yeah. So I might cut out some of that. I might cut out none of it. I have no idea yet. I mean, I've
Okay.
been rambling. You know what I'm
Yeah.
good at.
You are very good at that.
So where are we in raid for those people who may or may not understand progression of Savage?
Well, I did it again.
You're still here for now, though.
Okay. Currently in a raid, we're on the third fight of our this tier. E7S.
Core Savage.
Coco Savage, Birds Savage.
Yeah.
And we are currently at ad phase.
We've seen a
We've
little
seen
bit.
the end of we've seen the end of ad phase a few times.
Yeah,
but-
we're gonna be getting on to second portals soon, I think. But
Yes.
it takes a little bit. Also, you messaged me on Discord saying you DC'd, but like my Discord is set to do not disturb.
Oh, that is true.
So like, you know, I'm a professional actually.
Well, mine's also set to tune disturb.
Why is yours set to do not disturb?
Because you never know. I don't want some random person message me and I get distracted.
Fair, actually, completely fair. So, yeah, so that's where we are currently. That's something we're going to be keeping up with every week. I'm also going to probably be talking about progression of video editing stuff for that. Currently, we're in the convert the like 300 gigabytes of footage stage, you know, and
I am back in the game.
that's really nice for you. I will now hit the number lock again to make the screen. Does it get night here?
Well, I think so.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
If not, we'll probably not be in a dungeon next time.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we are. And I guess for the people at home, we should probably explain how we know each other and
Yeah, that's a fun
that kind of like overarching plot of my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where to start for that? So
Start with you when you joined the game, because obviously I wasn't around.
yeah, that's right. So I first played the game the week that Heaven's Word dropped. I played for like a week. Then I had a life issue,
Oof.
and I didn't play for a year. Came back when Seth Reo came out. And then I played with my friend for a while.
Is it the small boy?
It is the small boy.
Oh, we need to get Kadri on here at some point.
Yeah, we do.
Like that would be really cool because like he is the most casual and he will just probably say I don't know to like all of the questions.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. But that's basically I started playing was round about then.
Yeah.
So that was what 2015 when I first played, 2016 when I actually started playing.
Yeah, and then at some point, you ran into our old guildmaster, was it?
Yeah, I was in Mordona,
Yeah.
um, doing some level. I think I was like grinding poetics or something to get gear for my white mage or something like that.
Imagine
And
being level 50 for the first time.
I know,
Oh, that's the dream right there.
yeah,
That's like everything is new.
yeah. So I was in Mordona, and then I
Mhm.
got a message from our old guild leader, Kira.
Ah, we need to get her on here at some point. That
Yeah,
will be the wow.
and she'd offered me to come join her FC, but I said I'd only join if my small friend could also come. And she was like, "Yep, that's fine."
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we joined
uh,
the FC.
as you've probably realised afterwards, most people do bring their friend into the FC. A
Yeah,
small joke, we just had a new resurgence of life in Ohana, which is our FC, and someone joined and they brought their friend immediately after. And, like, as a guild leader, you seem to find that if someone joins, they usually bring, like, a little posse of people or just, like, their one friend.
yeah,
And that's kind of why we can't really join another FC, because we'd have to bring, like, 6 people at the bare minimum.
you're right.
That would bring our full raid team, just rock up from last year.
Last year's raid team that was good.
That's gonna be a good conversation. We'll save
That
that
will,
one for
I
when
will.
we get one of them boys in.
Yeah,
Setsumi is gonna be the one probably because everyone else doesn't
that's
talk.
to me.
Setsumi.
Yeah. So yeah, what about yourself? When did you first start playing?
I started playing on literally the worst possible day because Odin was full on September the 25th,
Mhm.
2016. And then September the 26th was the day that I think it was that day. It was the day that Alexander Prime, that right here,
Mhm.
was released, and
Oh,
unfortunately there was a full day maintenance. But what really got me into the game, I'm gonna backtrack like about a week before that,
oh, okay.
was that I watched a video by a reasonably large YouTube channel called Two Best Friends Play, and they played through. I think it was the Predatorium, the one that has the ultimate at the end of it.
Yeah, the Praetorium.
Yeah, yeah. And like during that, I was kind of like not interested that much. But then they went into Shiva,
What
and
normal or
I have no idea. I could go back and find out, but it's been like 4 years since then.
oh, yeah, that's
And
fair.
the music came on halfway through the fight, and I was like, "So you have me." So then I googled every single raid and primal theme that was out at that point, and I heard Brute Justice. And I watched a video of him like forming up together, and I immediately went downstairs. I was like, "Mom, I need to play this video game." And later that evening, I was in. I was locked in and waiting to get into Odin because Dean refused to let me start on any other server.
I actually didn't want to be on Odin to begin with.
Neither did I because it was full.
Um, no, I just didn't want to be in it in general.
Wait, why?
I originally wanted to be in Cerberus, I think.
I mean, I know some good people who used to be on Cerberus.
Yeah, but that was full,
Oh,
and Odin wasn't actually.
what a surprise! Oh, I fell over.
So I decided, you know what? We'll go Odin. It'll probably be crap, but you never know. We'll go on Odin,
I
and now
mean,
I'm here.
now we're here. We've been here for many years, and we're
Yeah.
not. And then, like, I started the game, and the first FC I joined was one that I will not name, and it was a very large FC, and it was around the time of the political debates, and I was there with my friend Dean, and so he messaged the chat about the politics. Every couple of days, he would wanted to talk about it because that's what he does. For America, like we're not American, but you know, Dean's weird.
Dean is indeed weird.
So we then got told that we were not allowed to talk about serious subject matter, despite us being on an EU server and talking about American politics,
Oh, okay.
which was very questionable. And then they
It
spent most
is.
of the time talking about how their favorite anime was Naruto and how like they had like several different discussions that involved fart jokes, and
Oh. Oh, okay.
we just kind of drifted from there and never went back because it was horrible. They then questioned why we left, and you can imagine how it went for them when they messaged Bill and Dean of why they left the FC.
Oh God. I feel
So
sorry for them.
we don't. No, I don't. I don't like him. He made me
Oh,
feel bad
okay
for
then.
leaving his FC without telling him, and I was kind of just like, there are like 200 people in your FC. It doesn't matter.
Oh God. Yeah. That's too big anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's fine.
Although the first time I tried to get in an FC was when I first logged in and when I asked to be in Heart of the Party because Dean told me that that was the biggest guild around.
Alright.
Instead,
Ah,
it's a title that you get for getting like 5 player commendations.
10 player accommodation.
Okay, 10 player
I remember when I
commendations,
got it.
which makes it even funnier because he was like level like 40 as a tank and didn't have it.
Yeah, I think I had it the day that I created my character or something.
Probably same. And then after that, I didn't really join another FC seriously because I was kind of like these people acted like I was committed to their FC because I had joined it when I was like level 20. Like they were like, why did you leave the FC? Blah 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 blah. So I kind of refused. Like I've got like maybe 15 different FC leaders on my friend list who tried to recruit me.
Oh, okay.
I just stored them. I was like, oh maybe add me as a friend and we'll see what happens. I never messaged any of them back. And then all of a sudden, a friend of mine told me about an FC that they were thinking of joining, and boom, I was in Tantorus.
Tantaurus.
And I feel like I came in and I immediately made a difference in that FC.
Yeah, you did. I remember actually when you first joined it. You did. You really did.
Like I came in and every single day I was talking in the chat and like
You were. Oh, honestly, every day it was. I logged on and was like, "Oh, Nixie's online. That's great." He's always like saying the best stuff in the chat.
I was just like, hey everyone, I'm here. But the thing is, I was so new to the game, I didn't really understand what was going on. I was like level like 52 or something.
Yeah.
Like I need to check the old videos of like Dean getting knocked off of things to see if I was in like Titan as like Titan. I think it was Titan Hard as in that FC. Like I feel like I'll be able to figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. And then we didn't really talk that much.
No, we didn't really.
Like I was more friends with Nam and
Yeah.
Kira and a little bit Galatea, but he didn't speak much English. And outside of that, Say and Refuse at the time as well.
Hmm.
But you know what happened to them? That's a story for another day.
You're right.
And what were you doing during that time? Because obviously that was your first character or your second character. It was your character
No,
that was not your current character.
yeah. It was. I'll say my first because my actual first, like, I only played for a week. So
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that was my first character, which was Majora Goldsmith.
I remember.
My aura,
Yeah.
and what was I doing at that time? I was playing Dark Knight at that time, and
Felt like everyone was
I.
playing Dark Knight at that time.
Wait,
Gonna be honest.
Heaven's Word Dark Knight is where it was at.
I don't
But
know about that one. I mean, I
um,
played it a lot.
I what was I doing at that time? I think I was so casual back then. I think I was just
Leveling.
coming on, leveling.
Yeah.
Even then I didn't level that much. I just came on and sat with my friend in real life, and the small boy
The
casually we just
small
sat and
boy.
talked.
Yeah, I mean, I would say wasted. I spent so much time being social back then. I feel like I'm getting back to that now, a little bit.
Hmm.
But back then I was like on another level. Like, I ended up with like 200 friends and I wasn't even max level.
Oh god.
Like, because everyone I would meet, I would talk to, and like, I genuinely. So when I started the game, I was like, I was this antisocial nerd. Like, I had a
Me
speech
too.
impediment. I was like, not overweight, but like had a belly, and like, I wasn't well liked in real life, and I wasn't well liked on games either because I was all shy and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like in WoW, I spoke to like two people that weren't real life friends, and
um,
we didn't
I was
really
really
like them.
nervous meeting new people back then. So I spoke to Cadre, and
Yeah.
that was pretty much it. Sometimes if I got asked something in the FC, or if I wanted to ask something, maybe
Yeah.
then. But I
Yeah, I
basically
didn't
kept to
like. It
myself.
was super weird because I never really remembered seeing your name that much.
No, I just kept to myself pretty much. I
Yeah,
sat in Ironshire all the time and just uh, chilled by myself.
yeah. Like I mostly spent time with Nam back then. Like
Mm.
I've got screenshots where Nam said the most stupid things in like was you online when Nam said that he wanted to have my babies in FC chat and Kira was like, "What the hell?"
I actually think I do remember that.
And everyone was like,
Yeah,
"What the hell is going on?" And I was like, "Wow."
yeah. Right. So we've basically talked about that now. So
No,
I
not
mean, we can
exactly.
still
I'm
say how me and you got closer.
I mean, I'm gonna go in the normal progression. I'm gonna say that then the FC had issues because the people who were in charge of it were unable to play for reasons that I will not go into.
Agreed. That is.
And um, I became the de facto like volunteer FC leader, despite the fact that I just worked there, you know, like.
Yeah.
I was still low level. I didn't really. Well, I wasn't low level. I was max level at that point, and I think I was starting to get into raiding. But I was unable to really do anything in the FC, and I was still learning the game. Like I don't even think I was like doing DPS as a healer at that point.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like because that was a big step for me from coming to WoW. Coming from WoW,
Fair.
sorry. Um, so it was a weird time because everyone sort of thought of me as this like mentor type figure, but I was still like, I have no idea what's going on. But like, I was like a friendship mentor almost. Like, if
Yeah, you
anyone
were.
needed anything, I would try my best to help them or Google what was going on. And I
Hmm.
played like so many hours a day
Yeah, me too.
that like it didn't really matter that I didn't have all of the answers. I was just sort of there. But
You were
then
kind of always there, right?
I ended up having I think it was half of my playtime. Half of my subscription time was actual playtime without leaving the game logged on overnight.
Oh, oh wow.
Like I was addicted, and I still am a little bit.
I currently am.
Yeah. So yeah. Then I had real life commitments that prevented me from logging in for like almost a year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the times when I was able to log in, it wasn't enough to keep people in the FC, and we started to see people leave. Like, do you remember Kaoru?
Uh, no, I don't think I do.
Kaoru was like a 30-something Italian woman who I invited to join the FC because she asked, and she left and joined Phoenix. She's still on my friends list, but it was really sad to me because it felt like my job of trying to keep everyone together and keep the little Tantorus family going was like failing because I was no longer able to be there.
Yeah, yeah. I when you sadly weren't able to be there, it did start to
It died.
die.
It died hard. Like it died
It,
hard before I was
yeah,
even
it
gone.
did.
Like
It's
unfortunately, because
it's
of
sadly true. I remember days where I'd log in, I'd be the only one in the FC alive.
Yeah, and because Max refused to actually join at the time because Max wanted, like, he was very shy and he only liked playing with the people that he actually knew.
Hmm.
And I think he was a little bit more nervous about his English back then
Oh, okay.
because, you know, his English is perfect, but he's still, like, obviously he's a French guy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like how even if I knew French, I would still prefer to talk in English probably.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's So he was very hesitant to join, especially when like the FC was dying and like he didn't really know anyone outside of the little group that was the three Lalas, then Saber and Setsumi.
Yeah.
But I don't even think he knew Setsumi back then really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he
I
really
remember listening back then.
well yeah because you were in the FC and he was
Yeah,
always
that's true.
sitting outside. Um,
Oh
uh,
yeah, you're. Oh yeah, you're right. I actually remember that. I remember this person always being outside.
Yeah, I've got 100
There.
pictures of
Yeah.
us by the market board with Setsumi just sitting there in his like maid outfit. You know, the old Valentine's Day one.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And I got I can't wait to have Setsumi on. I'm going to tell the story of how I met Setsumi and how how I ended up upsetting him.
Oh, a
Yeah,
story for another time.
a story for you're going to have to tune in like 2 weeks time for that one.
Yeah.
You see,
Ah.
we're getting some viewer attention.
Ah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Story.
Oh wow.
Savage. Also, the time did change, the lighting.
Oh
It's
yeah, you're right.
it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so then the FC kind of died, but I didn't want everyone to just leave and go to different FCs because that would have felt like all of the effort that we put in over the past like year and a bit was like no, it wasn't even a year. It was like 6 months-ish, I think. It was
I
like
can't remember now.
it was like March when it was.
Yeah, something like that.
You know how I know?
Mhm.
Because the day the FC disbanded, we went all and got the egg.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was unable to play, but I had an idea, and that was what if Matt started a FC to gather up all of the boys because we were unable to be part of an FC, like we were unable to keep that FC because like we all got kicked or something. Well, no, I left and then everyone got kicked.
Yeah, I got kicked from it.
Yeah, which was not the smartest decision on their part because it gained them a lot of hate, but you
Yeah.
know, I understand why they did it. But uh. Yeah, essentially, we started Ohana, but Max was in charge of it, and the people who were previously in Ohana and were max level and were like active, like you were max level, but you weren't really active in content, like you
No,
or
I
in the
wasn't.
chat, so you were not an officer, but like I think when we started, Nam was an officer,
Yeah, that sounds kind of right.
but then he left after like 2 weeks anyway. He was like, it's not the
Yeah.
same. You know how he's all melodramatic about things.
Oh yeah, all
And
the time.
it's not the same as Tantorus. I'm going to leave the server and leave the game. You know,
No.
standard Nam. Uh,
Yeah.
I've kind of grown to, I've grown to appreciate his little eccentricities, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Hmm.
Yeah, I mainly just tell him I love him now. Like I message him, Nam, I hope you're doing okay. You know I'm here for you. I love you. And he's like, okay. You know. That's my best
Yeah.
Nam impression. It's just okay, but
That's actually not too bad after raiding with him last year. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll get him on here one day as well. We're gonna have to capture him though because he's very shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I first spoke with him last year. Yeah, he was super shy.
Yeah, but we can get him to do like an entire podcast. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So then we become in an FC together, and we kind of the only thing that really happened was like I was just like we want to stick together, and you and Kadri were like, yeah, that sounds good, and we were like, yeah, and then like Stormblood came out Like that, like, I don't remember any time between you joining the FC and Stormblood coming out.
Um, was this when we were in the mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember not being a Tantorus and then being in the mist pretty much in Ohana.
Yeah, but I don't really like. I was homeless at that time, so I wasn't online other than on Discord.
Yeah,
Like I was just messaging Ellie every day and like chilling. It was nice, sort of. It wasn't nice, but it was nice that Ellie was still there.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Then we were in the mist and like nothing happened, and then Stormblood came out, and I remember you asking me if I would do, or you asking people if they would do Shinryu with you for the first time.
Yeah, I did. I remember that.
And I remember you being on your little red mage, and
Oh God.
you didn't do a cast pre pull, and I was sitting there, I was like, he might be too casual.
Yeah, I was hella
I
casual.
wanted to help you, but at the same time, like I didn't know you that well, so I didn't want to just be like, by the way, your rotation's wrong. Because
Oh
I
God.
feel like some people, well, no, I don't feel like, I know that some people are like, well, actually, I play the way I want to. My rotation can be wrong because it's my rotation. I've been told like, oh, my rotation is different, and I literally looked at them and I was like, okay, but this game is very strict with its like way some classes are meant to be played.
What? Yeah. So like back then, I was playing Red Mage,
Yeah.
very badly, but I was playing it.
I mean, you messed up a little bit, but I think that you overall you weren't that terrible because you can't really mess up red mage that much.
I mean that's correct, I guess. But yeah,
It's the
that's
best class for people who don't really know what they want they're doing.
at that point I was playing completely by myself, pretty much.
Yeah,
Um,
I
Kaji took time off. I wasn't talking that much in the FC. Was
yeah.
pretty much just playing by myself. And when I wanted to talk in the FC, I like said a sentence and then didn't say anything else. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, we tried to do things for people, but the problem was everyone was on such a different skill level that like, and we were at the time we were building up our raid team for Omega tier one Delta Slip.
yeah, Delscape, that's right. I went to
Oh
say Alpha. That's
no,
the
no, it
last
wasn't.
one.
Yeah, it wasn't
Delscape.
Alpha.
Yeah, that's right.
And like, that was the time when we had like Catherine and Aureus in the FC, and like we were trying to help them because they were doing like the normal mode raid content and then the Savage raid content, but like when we asked for normal modes, I don't know if you ever like said you would join. Like,
No, so I no, I probably did. I did normal modes. I've done normal modes every tier.
yeah,
Um, I don't think I ever joined you for them. I was basically just by myself for them.
you
Uh,
would have loved to have been part of it because we would go seven. No, we would go 5 DPS, two healers, one tank on every fight wherever we could.
oh,
Like
okay.
we went in as 8 man like every week.
Hmm.
And like Max would try to kill people with a tank buster. The twin bolt would zap
Of
random
course, it's
people
Max.
every single pull. Like everything was really sketchy, but really like fun and silly. And like we took everyone in there. We took Skies, we took Junior, we took like we would do normal mode for hours because they were just so meme.
Yeah,
And yeah, unfortunately, it's really hard to get an 8 man together for normal modes these days.
you are indeed correct. I wish that it could just be, oh, 8 man, come together, let's go into normal mates and have fun.
Yeah.
No, it's you go into you what's the word? You go to Jury Finder, you do it. You spend 20 minutes on one pool on the second fight, and
And the first fight, like don't forget that.
oh
I
yeah, the
healed that on
first
my
fight.
paladin.
You did, yeah. Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, so we didn't really do that much, and then like Sigmascape came out, and I went in. Like Sigmascape was the dream tier for me. Everything lined up. I killed Byakko like 80 times, and then I was ready. I went in and I killed '05 and '06 in a single night, and I joined this group, and it was fun. Like and I was on top of my game back then. I didn't foul mechanics. I felt like I was still kind of terrible though. Like I'm gonna be honest, looking back at my old clears and stuff and my passes. Ooh,
Yeah.
FF user ban me. Woo. But I wasn't as great as I feel a lot more comfortable just kind of chilling in Savage now because of that tier.
Oh, okay.
Like that tier was kind of like my trial by fire. But when I completed it, I then went and like tried to help others complete it, and unfortunately, bad things happened to me, and I stopped
Yeah, they
playing the
did.
game for most of AlphaScape after that.
And when that happened,
That's when you
I
become a boy that actually did
that's when
content.
I became relevant because
It's sad because it's actually true.
because everyone had basically no longer everyone in the FC was not playing anymore, and I logged in one day and I was told, "Yeah, you're now the leader of the FC," and I
You
was like,
were.
"Wait, what?" Because
I'm sorry
sadly,
about that, by the way.
you had gone off for long enough that the game had decided, no, 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 we need him to be the FC leader now.
I mean, to be honest, it happens more than it should.
Yeah, well, that's why currently I'm the FC leader. But
Yeah.
but
I genuinely don't care because I actually lead the FC best from the member position.
oh, okay,
I mean, I was the leader of Tantora. Like, people would have considered me the leader of Tantoras for about like a year.
yeah, probably.
Even when Kira and them lot were active, I was kind of the FC leader anyway because all of the people in there were my friends.
Yeah,
Except you.
yeah, that's true.
But then you
Uh,
were because you then joined Ohana and like, yeah, I want to stay with
I
you
did.
guys. And I was like, why though? You like. Like there was this moment when you joined Ohana and I was kind of like, just why are you even here? Like you didn't talk to us. Like I'm glad you are. Like it's all actually luck because I ran into you in Limsa like the day you got kicked, right?
uh, yeah, I think
You
that's
were
right.
you
Actually,
were on my friends list, but at the same time, like I didn't want to bother you guys because I didn't really know you guys and I didn't really know how to think. I did
yeah.
apologize for
See if
getting
you
you
didn't,
kicked.
by the way. No, it's okay. I mean, I yeah. If you didn't find us, then it'd be completely different. This would not be happening.
I mean, we were
But
still on each other's friend list, I think.
I mean, that's true. But
But
yeah,
then when you changed the characters, I don't think we would have stuck
you're right.
together, which would have been really sad.
You're right.
We wouldn't
Yeah,
be here right now, and I wouldn't be part of this our raid team because I wasn't going to raid hardcore this year.
I changed character because I was playing on PlayStation 3, and
Oof.
then when Stormblood came out, I
They
had to
told you
switch to my
no.
PlayStation 4. So I was like, you know what, new console, new character.
I
Uh,
couldn't do that with Nixie.
but then when I got my PC, I was like, nah, 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 I am not changing now. Like,
If you changed again, I think I would have just been like, "What are you doing, you crazy
I
boy?"
know, not after all the work I put into Satoru.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you
when
got clears on Satoru.
I do there's Satoru.
Ooh.
When Alpha Skate was a thing,
Oh,
you were
mate.
playing.
I mean, I was for
I
a little bit.
was
I cleared the first one,
You were.
which is
That's
more than
right.
you did.
I actually went into the first one
All right.
once.
Yeah, so did I, and I cleared it.
Um, I went in there. On Summoner, which I
Oh
was actually
no.
really bad at, even though I really enjoyed it. And I did clear because I basically hit Alpha Skip and was like, "Why am I not raiding? Like, I play the game every day for hours.
Yeah, that's what
Why am I
confused
not
me.
raiding?"
You were like always active and online, but it didn't ever feel like you got better.
So like, I really wanted to.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like you came up to us in the middle of Stormblood and you asked Ellie how to get rested XP, and he
Oh,
just
give me
told you
like
not to log in.
God, I'm not like proud of those moments. Okay,
Uh, I, I,
I
I,
got the
I
game
was
on
like,
it.
I was like, Ellie, you should probably say sorry. That's super rude. And he was like, it's kind of funny though. And looking back on it
Oh,
now, it's
oh
kind of
God,
funny.
it is kind of funny, but
And now look at you. You're like everything at 80, and like you're in your
yeah,
prime right now. You know that, right? Like, don't get old like me.
yeah. And then pretty much Shadowbringer dropped,
No, no.
No. What
I
happened?
came back at the
Yeah, you
end of
did.
the raid tier,
You did.
and you said when Shadowbringers come out, we should play together and do raids. And I said, yeah, let's do that. And in my mind, I sat there and I thought, if he still plays the same as he did, we're not clearing anything for like ever. But you know what? I thought to myself, in Shadowbringers, I will be able to gather all of the like oldest of friends, and it doesn't matter if you are not good, because number one, we are strong, and number two,
Okay, that raid team was woof.
mate, it was strong,
Yeah,
and number two, we can just talk to you and tell you to get better.
that's true.
Like, if there's 8 of us and we're all casual and like people playing at weird hours, which we were, like, you know, it
We
didn't
were.
matter that much.
Hmm.
So yeah, so then Shadowbringers came out, and you were like, "I'm playing healer," and I'm like, "Okay." And then, like all of a sudden, somehow we got like 7 people. We
Ooh,
almost got 8, but Meow Meow got scared off from like one Titania pool of us, or one Innocence pool of us.
oh really? I actually didn't know that.
She was in Cheeky Clears with just like me, you, and like one other person.
Oh, okay.
You've been on vocal with Meow Meow once.
I probably have. I just don't remember it.
We should get Meow Meow on the podcast. Add it to the
Oh,
list. Yeah, we've got a bunch of notes, and like I'm just kind of adding things as we go. But yeah, I'm fairly certain we did like one extreme trial with her, and then she immediately left the Discord, and I was like, well, I guess she doesn't want to raid with us then. And me and Mio have never raided together.
I I was hella nervous the day that I started talking to you, like on voice and stuff, in Shadowbringers.
And then you heard us, and you were like, oh, these boys are like from the scum hole of like England. I can like beat them up.
Oh, pretty much.
Yeah. And then
And
you probably heard like Max and Setsumi, and you're like, oh, these people are chill.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I was determined to get better at the game.
And then
Uh,
I disappeared for a while, or was this before?
no, this is kind of before. So like my very first clear of Savage ever, E1S.
You should look at his past. I might link in the description.
God.
Should
Uh,
I? Should I legitimately?
do what you want. I actually got both PCs in there.
Yeah, you were
Uh,
the Fed boy.
yeah, on my
Everyone
first
was
ever
so
clear
mad.
on Savage. I really then looked at the log and it was interesting.
I didn't say
So
anything in public though. I then waited till everyone else was gone,
yeah,
and me and you have always had this thing where we're just the last in a vocal call at all times.
always. Yeah, always.
So
Hmm.
we sat there and we discussed Scholar, because I used to be a Scholar that knew how to heal but not how to DPS.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I kind of just taught him everything I knew about, like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be letting these things stay on these things off cooldown. Like,
Yeah.
you've got all of these options that you're not using. And I think that when I was talking about that, it kind of unlocked something in you that was like, Scholar's a class that is just about using options for the right situations. And all of a sudden, like, you went from being this healer that was pressing like the wrong buttons to like this healer that was not great, like obviously because it was your second ever kill with Savage, but
Yeah.
you were like it was the difference between like I don't know, it was like it was the hugest difference I've ever seen in any player. In the span of 1 week, you went from being literally like, oh no, what have I done, to being, oh, he's like gonna clear everything because he's fine. Like
Yeah.
he'll get better as time goes on, because if he did this big jump in 1 week, I don't know how much research you did outside of me and you talking.
Oh, you don't want to know how much research I did.
Okay.
I spent hours, a few days, actually, just looking at different ways to play the class. I watched like 3 or 4, maybe 5 different clears of the fight on Scholar, like of scholars, and see how they did it.
I mean,
I was
I
I
also
was
benefit from
determined.
stuff like that, so I respect it a lot, because I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to, like, they're more like, oh well, I'll figure it out over time, which is kind of how I am on my paladin right now. I'm just kind of like, oh, just press my buttons and see how it goes. But I'm
Yeah,
retired, so that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then you left.
I did. Well, no, first,
Everyone
I
party.
wasn't. We ended up having an issue with our black mage who we're gonna have on the podcast. Like his name is Setsumi. We've already spoke about him 3 times or something.
Oh, I'll
Um,
put him on that. I don't know.
hmm? Yeah,
Probably, I don't even know. Yeah.
yeah. And honestly, he is lovely, but on black mage, he was such a pain in the butt. He was like, I want to have the fight done this way, and it's gonna be uptime for me and no uptime for anyone else, essentially.
Pretty much.
And the healers are gonna be really like he was being a typical black mage. You've all played with one, I'm sure. Like you know,
Yeah.
one of them 98 percentile black mages that just like feel like they are the heart of the party when
They're
they're
not.
actually just a fire for symbol in the middle of their screen. You know,
Oh God.
I mean, he kind of was. He was just angrily spamming that one button forever.
Yeah. He,
He was
although he
really good at it
was,
though.
I was gonna say he was really good at it though.
Yeah,
He
you
was
know, like,
very good at it.
but
Oh my
not
God.
if you stood too close to him during his opener.
No. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, we will be
That
bringing
was
that up to
scary that
him.
day. That day was scary.
Nah, he's fine.
Um.
He's the
Yeah. And
biggest memer of our group. He's great, but not when he's playing Black Mage.
you're right.
But then yeah, like he left the group because we didn't want him anymore, essentially.
Yeah.
But he didn't
God.
want to be in our group anymore, really.
Yeah. He didn't.
Like he was just not happy. And then we got Stella, who you really like and who I really like, but I haven't
Stella.
spoken to him in a long time.
Stella got me clears, mate.
Stella's a lad, but
Stella is a
we should get him on for the podcast as well. Put him on the list.
We should. Stella's amazing.
Ah, he's okay. He's better than he's probably better now than he was when we met him. But we carried him through the first 2 fights, and then he carried himself through the other 2.
Yeah, he did.
So
That's when he stopped.
I got like infinite respect for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I feel like currently you are probably better than he was when we played together.
Okay.
Like as much as that sounds really rude, like he was like an average tank. I don't know what he was like on Dragoon, but since he was like not clearing E1S.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that, but we weren't
I.
clearing E5S either.
That's true.
So maybe he just had bad
Um,
luck, but you know.
that time when. Oh no, I'll let you finish now.
Uh, yeah, then like other people started to have unable to play issues. Like Nam was always busy at that time, and then Bill got busy with work, and then Dean was unable to play a little bit, and then well, Dean was always unable to play, selling children's cardboard to children. Um, you know.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just drifted out of the game for a while, and it was kind of like, do I want to grind for clears in Party Finder or grind to try to find a group that is looking for a tank? And I was kind of like, because that group didn't work, and it was literally it was the group I most wanted to play with. There was a few changes. Unfortunately, if it was my ideal group, you wouldn't have been in it originally. Like now you are, right? You're
Yeah.
part of like any group I go in. I'm like I want Satoru there, but the thing that was missing from that group was Mashiro Hime.
Mashiro.
If Mashiro was in that group, it would have been my ideal 2016 group.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he is doing other
Yeah.
things. I don't know what he's doing actually.
Yeah.
We should get him on the podcast. No, legitimately, Mashiro is so lovely to talk to. You'd love him.
Yeah.
Like you've never spoken to Mashiro, have you?
No, I haven't. I haven't spoken to Mashiro. I've
Oh,
messaged him, but I've never actually spoken to him.
hey Domo. You know, like Mashiro's fun. And like we could have Mashiro and Ellie on at some point maybe.
Mhm.
That'd be a nice reunion.
So.
They're still friends.
Oh, that's good.
Well, they're friends in real life.
Oh, fair then. I didn't know that.
So then I left and started playing WoW for a while, just casually. Like I didn't go into any raid content. I just hit things.
During the time that basically everyone in the team had
Everyone in the FC.
the FC, yeah,
Yeah.
had gone for a bit, I got everything to 80.
Yeah, that's mad, actually.
Yeah, and I decided that I was going to learn how to play even like I want to play better than what I was.
You essentially went
So
from wanting to learn how to clear to want to learn how to be good. There's a big difference.
pretty much,
Because learning how to clear, you can learn how to clear like one or two fights without actually knowing how to play your class.
yeah.
But instead, you wanted to learn how to actually play the class and understand what every button actually did.
Hmm.
Like how on Paladin you need to know that your Circle of Scorn and Spirits Within is a physical move. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't say anywhere in the game, but it's true.
Hmm.
That's the kind of level you needed to be at in Scholar, and you got there. But
Yeah.
then tell them what happened. Tell the
What
viewers at
the
home what happened when the I look at the game.
when the I'd love to
Eden's
say, but
verse hit, and I came back to the game
you
and
did.
whatnot.
So Eden's verse hit pretty much.
Yeah,
I wanted to play White Mage. I was set. I was like, I'm gonna play White Mage to this tier. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna love it. I
yeah. Imagine wanting to
then
play White Mage in Final Fantasy 14 and only have Party Finder for company.
yeah, I basically decided that it didn't matter what was gonna happen. I've had to pug it every week. I didn't care. I was clearing this tier on White Mage, and then
Oh, how were you now?
and then after a bit, I then decided that actually no, I don't know who White Mage. I have fallen in love with Ninja actually, and I love it
Ninja is such
much.
a weird class.
It is, but I love it, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty decent. And then
pretty decent. You're like the best melee we know right now. No,
I
no, that's not true.
that no, that's not true. Come on.
You're close though.
Um,
You're in the top three melees.
so at this point, I was still going into E5S on White Mage
Yeah.
or Scholar if I couldn't get White Mage.
Oh, I was there, and I was.
You were there.
What was I playing?
You were playing Machinist.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then what happened when we couldn't get a machinist spot?
You'd play Paladin.
Yep. And what happened when I couldn't play Paladin? I played Scholar.
Oh, that one time. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually like a decent like
It
pie.
was.
Like
It
me and you
was.
were pretty good together. Not gonna lie on that one. You on White Mage is
But
like crazy.
yeah, I am not so White Mage, but yeah.
I'm bad
um,
on Scholar. It's great.
I then we ended up stumbling on our party we're currently in.
So essentially, if you know anything about Party Finder, every single Party Finder is a trap party unless it tells you that they're like 6 of 8 static or 6 of 8 FC, and you're kind of just like, oh, I'll go in and chill with these people, and we probably won't clear because people in an FC tend to like be carrying a few loose ends, I guess,
Yeah.
and these people kind of wasn't, and like we had fun with them the first day, and Satoru knows my skill with my charisma stat.
Yes, I do.
So during the entire time, I was like, "Oh, you guys are so cool," and like talking as much as I could with them in the chat. And suddenly they said, "Well, we'll be coming back tomorrow if you're interested," and we were like, "Yeah!"
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the tomorrow happened, and
You're right.
I was unable to play that day for reasons I will not get into.
Yep, I did though, and we got our clear. I did
He
it on
was so
Scholar.
angry.
I was,
But he did
and
get his clear.
I did get my clear.
And then we joined their Discord and their permanent raid team, and I was on Enrage of the 5S, the Ramu, and then we got really close to the Enrage of 6S, the Tiddy and Shitty, and
Yeah.
I had cleared none. So for a week I was like, I was in this thing where if they didn't want us as part of their group, I was gonna try to get Enrage on all 4 fights. because I thought that it would be the best joke.
It would have been.
Uh,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I was on in rage of all four of both of those fights as machinist.
You're right, actually.
And then the next week, I immediately switched to paladin because I wasn't a huge fan of the warrior, the second warrior that they brought in.
That is true.
Because
Yeah.
he was okay in terms of skill, but
Mhm.
it looked like he was following an MTQ guide as though it was the Bible.
The law, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately for a group that follows the MTQ guide like it's the Bible, I have a very weird habit of trying to learn the mechanics and then figure out weird and wonderful
way.
ways of handling them.
Yeah.
And we will explain some of those in the future.
Yeah, we will.
Because relative flares in E2S is like the one that sticks with me most. I think we'll talk about that with Sana because I think that talking to Sana about mechanics is actually my favorite thing in the whole world. Like
I respect that because Sana is just like you actually for mechanics.
she's
and it's
she's the opposite of
great.
me though.
Well,
I sit there and I try to figure out the mechanics. She just kind of does the mechanic differently than other people, and it's just like really cool.
but you just like name mechanics the same things and stuff.
Yeah, like it's so cute. It's like we're the we're the ones who are sitting there like, what can we call this? And I love the fact that E7 is literally just blue is bad and red is dead.
Red is dead and blue is bad. Yeah.
You know that's got to be the video title, right?
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. It's what I'm gonna call the video when we clear it.
Okay.
Blue is bad,
like
red
that.
is dead.
It gets called out every time.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah.
There's going to be a counter for you doing stupid maneuvers in the middle of the arena because
Yeah.
you're crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get into
Yeah.
weird mechanics. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at though. Like,
You're playing Paladin, I'm playing Astro.
yeah. Hopefully you get to play something that you enjoy more later or in the future.
Yeah.
I'm
I want to play
hoping
Ninja.
I'm hoping for next year to go in blind.
Yeah, me too. I like that idea.
Like we went in blind for E1 and E2, pretty much.
We did. Yeah, we did, and it was pretty good.
I think we looked up E2 a little bit early though because like we didn't want to be stuck on the weird mechanics there.
Yeah, that's yeah. I think we did because yeah.
Yeah, that was the sort of fight where I think that people would have gotten extremely frustrated.
Agreed, and people did get extremely frustrated.
Oh yeah, but that wasn't entirely the mechanics fault. That was because of the latency of that fight was really bad for our group.
Still getting clipped by E2S.
Still getting clipped. Like, and it wasn't even Ellie who is Singaporean.
Nope.
Like, his internet comes all the way from Singapore to us, and he wasn't even the one getting server ticked by mechanics there. Although I will say that I feel like some of it could have probably been helped by just moving slightly earlier a lot of the time. Not gonna
Agreed. We've seen what he can do.
lie. Yeah, Bill. Oh mate,
Bill
having
is-
Bill on the podcast is going to be a wild one.
Yeah.
We're going to have to tell him to watch his mouth. Because I don't think we've sworn like, at all.
We had to watch him both because
We haven't sworn at all in this
See.
entire like
We haven't.
60 minutes so far.
I know it's been interesting how long we've been talking about
Yeah.
where we are in raid.
Well, this is also the history of our time on the game and together.
That's
So
true.
I'm going to kind of move us a little bit and go to in your history of video games. Do you have
Yes.
any games that you have been particularly good at outside of Final Fantasy?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to say old, but like I'm pretty good at older like collectathon games.
So like a Banjo, like a
Yeah, Banjo Kazooie, Banjo 2A, 100% both of them.
Yeah, of course.
that kind
Wait,
of
you
thing.
100% at Banjo 2E?
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad. I've never done that.
And like, what's my time on that? Like, to 9 hours, I think.
Mate,
is pretty
you
alright.
should come over one day and like
I have the weirdest strats for that game, honestly.
Mate, I would love to
Yeah.
see you play that.
Um, I like the original Spirals, the original Crash Aids and stuff like that. I really enjoy playing them.
Okay.
Um,
How
a bunch
about
of Legend of Zeldas and stuff.
Mario 64? You been into that one?
Yeah, I have.
'Cause that
I
was
have.
my first platformer.
Oh, really? I can't even tell you what my first one was.
Yeah.
I because my family's always played games, so like I can't even think of
I
like
mean, my dad has always
when.
played games, but the N64 was the first time that I was really like the one
Yeah,
in the driver's seat.
I played quite a bit on the N64.
That's the dream right there. But you're like
Yeah.
super young to be dealing with the N64.
Well, I've got two older sisters, and they played on the N64.
Oh, mate, your sisters are gamers.
Well, they play on older consoles, not anything else now.
Good.
Uh,
Oh,
like
uh,
I currently
yeah.
have downstairs. I have the N64 setup, the PlayStation 2 setup, and the Wii setup.
The Wii.
The Wii.
Dude, I gotta come over and play some of that Wii Sports.
Oh, Wii Sports is where it's
Mate,
at.
I will beat you at bowling every day.
You might be, maybe you won't beat my dad. For some reason, my dad has worked out how to get a strike on every single lane.
I think everyone's dad is kind of like that. Because I distinctly remember losing to my dad at bowling. And he didn't really play the Wii. But
Yes.
he can't beat me at Smash Bros. Though.
I am actually really bad at Smash Bros.
I would destroy. I don't press shield very often, but I would
Mm.
bash your head in. What? I'm really good at Tekken as well. Well, not. I'm really good compared to the people that I play with, except for Game, because he's
okay.
a sweaty boy.
I struggle to play games like Smash because one of my actually no, two of my friends that I would play with actually go to like competitions for it and stuff, like and win money for playing the game. Like they're very very good at it.
I got friends like that, but they're not. Well, they are way better than me, and I don't ever win against them. But it's kind of fun anyway because when I take a stock against them, I'm like, hey, I'm really good, and they're like, no, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So you're mainly into like your skill in games is mainly into like the more methodical, like collecting everything in a game sort of sense.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Depending on the game,
Mhm.
I also love a good story,
Oh, of course, of
depending
course.
on the story.
But I didn't ask you about do you enjoy story games? I asked you
Yeah.
what games are you good at, and I
Yeah.
don't
There you
like
go.
in terms of story games. I feel like we could all say like, oh, The Witcher has a really good story, and I really enjoy playing it. But I feel like it's less telling than saying like I'm really good at collectathon platformers from like
Yeah.
the 90s and early 2000s.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a way more interesting question that doesn't get asked as much. That's
Like
why I asked it.
the fact that I'm currently 100% in Thai
Yeah, you're kind of
in my
crazy with
downtime.
that.
I started my
Your downtime. No,
heart,
that's
my
your
heart.
uptime, fam.
I started my hardcore run today.
Oh no.
Like the first section in, and like mate, if I die, I have to restart. I can't bother.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the opposite of you,
Oh, okay.
because you're collectathon 3D platformers. I
Yeah.
am more tough as now as 2D platformers. Like
Oh,
for example, I was once trying to beat Shovel Knight without dying.
oh, okay. Fair.
I got to the final, you know the long castle level that has the boss rush at the end of it,
Mhm.
and I died there and I turned off the game and never turned it back on.
Oh well.
I also love Rayman Legends. I 100%ed that one.
Nah, I love Rayman 3.
Yeah, again, you're the 3D guy.
Yeah.
I play Super Mario World, the one that was on Game Boy
Oh yeah.
Advance
I
or
don't
whatever.
remember, but
I like play that game to completion like every couple of months in like a few hours. Like that is my jam. Like 2D platformers are like I never even grew up with 2D platformers that much,
oh okay.
but like I've always had handhelds because my family always used to take me to my grandma's house to stay there.
Oh,
So
okay.
I would take my handheld and I would just play through like all of Mario. I
Um,
oh go for it.
if it's a game that I enjoy, I will 100% it.
I
I'm very
am not like that at all.
yeah. If I enjoy it and I want to do it, I will 100% again.
Well, yes, but there's a difference for me because I feel like I will not get the idea in my head to 100% it unless I've enjoyed it for long enough that it's become like the only thing left to do.
Mhm.
Like, for
Like,
example, in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I 100%ed it outside of online missions, and I think I missed one 100% synchronization
oh,
because
okay.
it was the. You've played Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, I have.
You know the mission where you've got to sneak along in like the low-hanging trees and follow a boat.
Yes.
There was a really annoying part of that I couldn't do 100% synchronization on because I was like bored, so I
Oh,
didn't do
okay.
it. Because I couldn't get the platinum trophy because I needed online play anyway, so I was kind of like, I'm not
Mm.
gonna. But I had every other achievement on that
But
game.
like, I create my own like things to do.
Of course.
Like, for example, I really love Terraria,
Oh yeah.
and I create my own achievements to do in there.
Yeah.
So I'm currently doing collect every armor in the game
Yeah.
and every weapon to go with the armor set.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, for things like that, I do it, but only when it's a game where it makes sort of sense to have like challenges. For me, it's usually in like Muso games. I'm kind of like these are the 5 characters I want like maxed out.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, I'm playing Samurai Warriors. I want Nobunaga, and then the guy who killed Nobunaga at max level with like best gear.
See, I like Between Worlds. Okay.
Yeah, I never played it.
Yeah. So I underplayed the game like 4 times.
Wow, that's
Um.
mad.
Yeah, but the PvP part of it,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever lost once. I was really good at it
There's PvP.
because. But yeah, if your DS like goes past someone else's, you can like fight against each other.
Oh no.
Okay.
You imagine you walk past Luke and he's like God tier Link pulls out like the great Master
Yeah.
Sword, which is better than the regular
But
Master Sword, and he bashes your skull in with it.
because so what you take in the current armor you're wearing, the current upgrade of the sword that you have, and 2 items.
Yeah.
But most people only have the second armor.
Oh
Because
no.
the third armor you get from like 2 rooms for the final boss, and when you kill the final boss, it resets the game as if you didn't kill it. So therefore you don't have that armor. But what I did was, you just thinking, what I did was I got the armor, and then when we as soon as I got it, went and reset my PvP profile.
That's really rude. Also, yeah, my game has gone dark.
Yeah,
Wait, what happened?
you're no longer in the instant.
Oh,
I'm in here by myself.
that's a shame. I've got a black. Oh, I'm at our house now. I will
you
go and
will
sit in
be.
front of that for the rest of this podcast.
Yeah. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I will do tedious things over and over again until I don't do it
I
correctly
mean,
and best.
I like doing things on repeat, but for me, if I want to do something on repeat, it's like I want to complete Dark Souls on repeat.
Oh, okay.
So instead of doing like a menial task repeatedly, I beat the entirety of Dark Souls 2. One
Okay.
Christmas, I literally just started up Dark Souls 2, and then by the night I'd completed Dark Souls 2, and I went down and I was like, oh, that was Christmas, you know? No.
That's how like I got everything to 80 so quick because grinding's not a thing to me.
Oh,
Like
no. Grinding dungeon stuff is fine for me. I don't have any
like
issue with
any
that.
kind of like game grinding is nothing for me.
I mean, it depends. Like, I struggle with not grinding, but like practicing fighting games.
right, okay, that's kind of different.
I know, but
Like,
it's like
I hate fighting games. I don't play them.
I like fighting games. I like Tekken and stuff, but I am more likely to I'll play against Bill like for like a month straight, but I will
Oh,
never
okay.
be like, and I will do like all the arcade modes and stuff as much as I can, but I won't sit there and be like, oh, let me look at the move list and figure out how to do the rotation. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really that type of person. And in terms of games, it's been a lot harder to play games over the past like 4 years
Oh,
because
okay.
of usually I'm not really alone anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like how you go offline and start playing like Thai.
Mhm.
I wake up and Ellie is sitting there and he's like, I want to play games and I want to watch stuff. So it's like, okay, well that's my day. And then then I come onto Final Fantasy and someone asks me for something and I go and do that. And then like in the evening we raid. So I don't really have time to sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna go and play this game today. Which
Yeah.
it kind of leads me into before that. I am really good at execution style like games that are supposed to be like difficult. Like I'm good at 2D platformers and Dark Souls and stuff like that.
Uh huh.
But not like Devil May Cry where you need to learn combos.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like
Same.
I'm not really good at combo games. I usually just stick to like pressing like
Mhm.
one thing.
I heard you say in the past at some point that you played like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. They're my games for like, when you want to
Just
watch
want to go kill a
something,
million things.
when you want to watch something on YouTube or you want to just listen to music, but you want to
Yeah.
have something with your hands. Because
To do.
as you know, I walk around my room a lot and jump
Yeah.
around and like thing. If I have a Dynasty Warriors game to just like tap the square button on an enemy head repeatedly,
Yeah.
I will not walk around. I will just sit there and play it.
Yeah. Fair.
Um,
That's the instance over, by the way. That's me out.
yeah, I see you. We've still got a little bit of time. We've got like 10 minutes, I think.
That's right.
Wait, no.
No.
Wait.
No.
How how
We
how long is
basically
an how long is 90 minutes in an hour? Is that like
an hour and a half.
oh we've still got like a little bit of time. I was stupid. I was like thinking of an hour and I was like, hang on a minute,
Yeah.
how close is that to
I have to pee. I'm so sorry. I need to pee for like half an hour. I have.
you can go I
I'll
will
be right
begin
back.
working on the next topic.
Okay, I'll
You
be right
just
back.
chill. See you in a minute. Right, so I'm gonna transition from games and stuff and switch to kind of like because of the description of what I said that I do on a daily basis now, I'm gonna kind of move on to my what I wanted to do when I grew up phase of things. We've still got oh no. He's minion. He's going crazy. Uh, for audio listeners, there's a video of Final Fantasy playing on the YouTube, and Luke's minion was just like diving around the screen. Uh, for video viewers, you would have seen it, and it was questionable. But yeah. So essentially, I always kind of wanted to entertain people. So like when I was younger, I kind of wanted to be like an actor or something, like not like a Hollywood actor, like not super. I didn't want to be famous. I just kind of wanted to entertain and to create things that people could like enjoy. And I like playing different characters and like D&D is like my hugest passion. It's completely amazing to me, D&D. So I wanted to be in the like entertainment industry sort of thing. So in school I studied radio production and drama, and I practiced at home video editing, and I went to college for animation. So I'm basically capable of doing most media related things. Unfortunately, I guess at some point I realized that I would probably not be an actor of any variety.
I'm here, by the way.
Welcome back. I'm just discussing. I'm doing the the little bullet point that I put in the notes of what did you want to do when you grew up.
Okay.
And I essentially have told the audience that I wanted to entertain people and kind of be in the media industry and like whatnot. And that's kind of why like I took drama and stuff and radio production and like video editing is my passion. Like, but then I realized at a certain point that like I wasn't going to be an actor or anything crazy like that, and I didn't want to be famous anyway.
Oh, okay.
And then a time came in my life when I sat there and I thought, I really want to do YouTube as a thing.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, as I've explained, I don't really get much time in my day where I'm like alone and able to just like record stuff.
Hmm.
But at the same time as that, I feel like I am better when I'm able to ramble with someone. So
Okay.
this is kind of the perfect thing. This is kind of what I wanted to do when I grew up.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty good that you're getting to do it then.
Yeah, I mean like when I was younger, I used to like because I was an only child for 15 years, I would kind of like write stories and like always invent things and like I always came up with the weirdest ideas and I was kind of like, yeah, that would be cool. I'll keep that one. And obviously, actually getting an idea to stick and work on it to become something is difficult.
It is.
So I'm still working on things. But yeah, then YouTube became really popular and like gaming streams and gaming videos and stuff become popular, and I was kind of like, I could probably do that. But the issue is, I'm not the funny one, and I never have been. Like I say things sometimes and it makes people really laugh, but it's like an inside joke almost.
Yeah.
Like I would need to be playing for a long time for one joke to land.
Oh, okay.
Like in Raid, I'm not the one that makes people laugh. Well, I am, but it's like a joke that someone else needs to pick up.
Yeah. It's. I know what you're talking about. Well, that must be hard.
I am the setup. Like
Yeah, you are.
in Shitty and Tiddy video, where I say about Sexy being brought back by Morpen, and all of a sudden it's the funniest part of the video.
Yeah.
And like I just took a bet that someone would react to it, and they did, you know. And
I think it was me actually.
it was. But there was like 30 seconds of silence. I thought it went completely flat. I was like sweating. Like I sat there with my mouth like half open. I was like, is someone gonna take the bait? Like I'm a fisherman with my jokes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't think I could ever be like if this ever became like somewhat popular, I feel like I could then make solo content if people were
Oh, okay.
interested in like just like personality stuff.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, I feel like having someone else here, it just makes me able to just talk
Talk.
and bounce things off, and like we'll probably say something funny one day. Like,
One day.
are we funny?
I'm not.
No, absolutely not. But
Wow.
are we relaxing? Are we able to be a piece of content that someone can like just chill to? And I'm like, probably. Like I'm here, I'm vibing. I've walked around my room about a dozen times, you know.
I'm simply the lighter currently.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing the click.
The
Yeah, you know.
yeah.
So what did you want to do when you grew up?
Younger, like much younger.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, you're lagging. You're lagging.
oh, I am.
Oh, hold it for a second. Maybe say a few things.
Hello.
Hello.
I am.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
maybe.
Maybe.
Are we lagging?
Uh, I mean, MS is so god.
Okay.
It just. Oh, okay.
You sound
Again, I think
okay
we're good.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It dropped right down to where it should be. Okay.
are we good?
Again. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. So when I was really younger,
Yeah.
I wanted to be an inventor.
Ooh.
I always had ideas and stuff like that, drawing them down and stuff like that. I always wanted to try and like make people's lives easier.
Yeah.
Um, and then that kind of like left for a bit. I was like, nah, like I don't want to do that anymore.
Mm.
Then in school, I was really good with technology,
Yeah, yeah.
so I was like, oh, maybe I could like go do something that works with that or thing. And then it was in high school that I started to work in
Do we call it high school?
what we call a high school.
Okay, because we call it secondary school down here.
Well, yeah, secondary school, but high school. We get I guess both get used.
Okay.
Um, or secondary. Is when I got into engineering.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what I do now.
I mean, it's good then, ain't it?
Yeah, and I originally wanted to be a mechanical engineer
That's pretty cool.
because I don't know why, but in my head I was like, oh, I love everything to do with like steampunk and that. I want to be like
You
a
were a
mechanical engineer,
big
but
nerd.
yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Me too.
But when I went to a uni day for mechanical engineering, I was like, I don't
Nah,
want to sit in
fam.
the class all day learning about cars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not, actually. Bill, I mean, I'm pretty sure Bill did mechanics.
Yeah, I was like, nah, 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 nah,
He
nah, nah,
did
nah.
sit in a class all day and learn about cars.
Yeah, which I'm glad I didn't do.
Yeah, he's glad he stopped doing. He's a
So
pain
now
now.
that I'm where I am now,
Hmm.
which is studying for electrical engineering,
Yeah.
and I have quite a big ambition-ish, kind of what I want to do.
Oh,
Um, I want to go do electrical engineering through astronomy,
that's
which is
mad.
yeah, it's very similar to astrophysics.
I
So
mean,
it's
that's
like
really cool.
yeah, it's like creating electrical equipment that be used in like space, pretty much.
Fam, take me to space real quick.
which
We
which is
we were watching Gundam today towards the end, me and Ellie, and there
mhm.
was this moment where they left the space colony and went to Earth, and there was this moment where like they had been born there, and they looked at the moon and they were like, "Oh, what's that?" And I sat there and I was just like, you know, I love space.
Yeah, I mean, I I never knew it until more recent how much I actually love space.
I'm gonna be honest.
Like,
You know what ruined space for me?
uh, oh,
You know what
sorry,
ruined space for me?
what?
No Man's Sky.
My God,
I
yeah.
played that for a bit and I was like,
But
okay, space is no longer fun. Abort, abort.
I have my own star and stuff. Like,
Ooh.
I like have a star named after me. And when I was younger, I had telescopes and I had star maps, and I didn't actually realize how much I was into it.
That's really cool.
Until when I think about it now, and I'm like, I love astronomy, love it.
Don't play No Man's Sky.
Um, and I
It's a
love
mistake if
engineering.
I mean I
That's
hear
why I'm
it's
putting
better
them.
now. Like I'm not trying to like gaslight No Man's Sky, but like
Yeah, apparently you can actually find people now.
apparently it's actually fun now. But back when it came out, like I literally drove around in space and I collected the donk from the planet, and then I went into another planet and I collected the donk there, and I was like, you know what, space isn't actually that fun anymore. So you want to be spaceman?
Oh, yeah, I don't want to go to space.
I
Hell no,
do.
but
Send me,
you're
fam.
cutting out a lot, by the way.
I don't think that's me.
Probably is me. Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably better that I cut out than you, because if I cut out, the video still picks me up.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
Yeah. I will try to not do that, but I don't know how to not do that.
Okay.
You know, standard. I mean,
I know.
it wouldn't be a Monday Night Clear if there wasn't lag.
Yeah, and if there wasn't a DC, I supplied that.
Yeah, I'm surprised my computer hasn't literally exploded.
Agreed, actually.
In fact, 1 second.
Go talk.
No, I hit mute.
Right.
I hit save on the video and then hit
Oh,
restart
okay.
so that if it does crash, we have the
Don't
footage.
lose. Yeah.
We
Okay.
don't
Fair.
lose like the past like 15 minutes. We've only got like 5 minutes left in the show, so like
Need to
we've
wrap.
explained all of that. So we're gonna start wrapping things up now. Tomorrow is gonna be the relic. What are you hoping?
What am I hoping for
That's a
the?
huge question, actually. We should have done that one an hour ago.
You're right.
But like, what
Hmm.
are you hoping for the relic? Even if we run over, we'll run over.
I'll sum up really quickly.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want Eureka. Hate it so much. I don't want Level 50 Relic. It was too horrible, even now to this day.
hmm
I kind of really like doing the Deluxe one.
Well, that's unfortunate because they're guaranteeing us a trial.
I know, and I'm
Do you
scared.
think that the trial will be a remake of one of the fights from A24 Man?
Mm,
Because we are dealing with the same Mern from the 24 Man. Do you think it'll be a Final Fantasy 11 themed boss? Maybe?
maybe.
That could be interesting.
It would be.
I
Um,
the only issue I have is I'm kind of like I want to be able to do it myself, but I want it to be also able to be done with like people. But I
mhm,
don't want it to be like that required to have like a group of like excellent people to actually clear.
fair.
Because
Yeah,
I know
because like,
some like weak normal quality players that will never get
yeah,
their relic.
which I don't like. I feel
I
like the
don't like that
relic
either.
should be anyone of any player that like it doesn't matter how good you are should be able to get your relic weapon.
Maybe ma the only thing I can think of is maybe the relic final step. This patch will have a difficult like maybe there'll be like two final relics. There'll be the one
Okay.
that will be like that everyone can get by just grinding forever because you know they make you
Hmm.
grind forever. And then
Hmm.
to get the final like 5 item levels on it, you do the extreme style. And it
Oh, okay.
doesn't change how the weapon looks or something. That's how I would do it. But
Okay.
because
I
most
mean,
people who are casual are not going to care about the additional weapon damage,
yeah, yeah. Because
and they're
like,
not going to care about the weapon if it doesn't change look.
yeah, you're right. Next tier, I probably my relic hoping to have relic as best weapon. Hmm.
Relic will be best weapon for this patch starting next patch.
Yeah, but yes. So I mean, like, end of Shadow my best, which is how it should be. That or the ultimate weapon.
I think that the well, mate, ultimate is a different thing for a different day. I think
Yeah,
that
you're right.
the relic weapon it's difficult because I want it to be good and fun content, but I know that they're gonna make it grindy or annoying in some way because they always do.
Yeah, I just hope to God it's not another Eureka.
I mean, I wouldn't mind so much as long as it's like done better. Like maybe if
Done
it was
better.
like all of the fates were spawning without having to kill like a million mobs in between them.
Yeah.
But then the problem is if you have just got like a billion people in an instance,
Yeah.
the fates will just die and you won't get any contribution.
I mean, to be fair, I have no idea how Eureka was later on. I did Animos, and that was it.
I did the first two and they were both kind of we both played bad. Let's just say that. I enjoyed the first day of Eureka, going around it with Ellie and Max as like level 1 and just going to everywhere on the map.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too.
But then after that, I was kind of like, this content requires me to literally kill 100 mobs or AFK.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I don't know, we'll talk about
I
the
feel like it
Relic
took
next
really
week.
long as well.
Oh, it
But
took
yeah,
forever. We'll talk about the Relic
yeah,
next week because it'll be out, and
yeah,
we'll talk about it hopefully with Emma.
yeah. You're right.
But if she, do we, I don't know, like, I want Emma to be our second guest because she's like our defuncto, like, raid leader. But at
Hmm.
the same time, if she doesn't really play that much this week and doesn't do the relic, maybe we should delay her and put someone on who's. That's another question for like our private time anyway. Like there will be a
Yeah.
guest next week and they will be more interesting than we are.
Most likely.
Unless it's Satsumi, in which case he will talk for an hour and a half about politics. It's going to be beautiful. But
Yeah.
anyway, this is about where we kind of want to end it, because if we go into another topic, this thing will not be done before, like, we're all dead in real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm going to wish you all a good night, some sweet dreams, and we'll catch you next week for your Monday night clears.
Yeah. Good night. Thanks for watching, I guess, if you watched the whole thing. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Doodoo.
Hello, Starry.